Wasting time. Wasting time.
There was some low points though before the Overwatch League stuff. There was some low points, and that is that always that period at the start of the year where you can be unsure about what you're going to get. And there was a legitimate moment where I was about to have a mental breakdown where I was like, oh, I might not have anything. Like, I don't know if I have. This is before I was going to get VCT. This is before I was going to get Overwatch League. And I was working out. I was like, okay, but if I do Contenders Australia and Contenders Korea, I might still just be afloat. But then I lost Contenders Korea. I thought I lost Contenders Korea because it just, we can get into the nitty gritty of it, but it fell apart for me, went out of my hands. I got reverse Deus Ex Machina, and just like, it's one of those unlucky things that happens, right? You get really lucky things that happen, super unlucky things that happens.
Yeah.
And I ended up turning it down. I had to turn it down because if I didn't turn it down, I was gonna completely ruin myself. And I think but still to this day, I'm obviously I came out ahead and came out on the better off for it. But it was like the hardest thing for me to do because I'm ruining that income stream by turning it down. I remember sending like a very, I don't want to say heartfelt, but it was certainly like a very genuine from the heart, but also serious email to Dan. I was like, look, I'm gonna end up turning Contenders Korea down for X and Y and Z reasons, and blah 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 blah. And this is not what I want, but this is what I have to do. Sorry. And I didn't know. At that point, I thought I was going to lose everything. I was like, I basically just have Contenders Australia left. And even then, I don't think we had locked down Contenders Australia. That was more just like, I'm here. I know they want to work with me, but I don't have a contract yet. So at that point, I legitimately had nothing planned, and I didn't know when I was going to start having work. And I'm not particularly rich at this stage because I paid a lot of money in different things to, get over to Australia, because moving is expensive, especially when you go international. So yeah, I was like in a really bad place, and I was just basically like, I had to seriously consider like, do I need to go into full-time streaming or something? What are my options here? And so I started streaming like 5 days a week, and I got, I got some pretty good results from out of that. I think if I kept doing that, I might have had a future like regularly streaming with 150 viewers or whatever. But I don't think, obviously, I prefer to be a caster than a streamer. I don't enjoy streaming the way I do casting. It's just a very different experience. And then I think one day on stream, I was like, this is the day that I had to turn down Contenders Korea because bullshit happened. And I was like super fucking sad on my stream. And I was just saying, I put up the tweet. And I remember Uber got behind it as well. And, shout out to Mitch. He's such a fucking genuinely good person. He got behind me and backed me. And I'm not even an Overwatch League person. He just backed me because he's a bro. And put some real heat on Contenders in the TO for this as well. And during that stream, I was like, yeah, I think I've just lost everything. I think I'm just going to be a streamer now. I was genuinely upset. And I got a message afterwards from Achilleos. And he goes, hey man, have you heard anything from the league yet? And I'm like, no, and I don't know if I will, because at this stage I'm like, I failed it in 2020. COVID cut me over, and I don't know what my future looks like anymore. At that, like, I legitimately thought I had nothing. I legitimately thought I just lost everything at that stage. And then, Achilles was like, can we have a call? So we get on a call. I'm not going to divulge everything that happened in that call, but essentially it comes down to is like, yeah, so, Wolf is leaving to the LCK, and there's a potential position open. And also Jake's going back to coaching / playing, so he's leaving as well. So there's 2 color caster positions that are actually open at the moment. I'm like, holy shit. And he's like, this is not locked in yet, but don't get your hopes too high up, but your name is in there for one of those 2 positions, either with me or with the ZP. And I was like, holy fuck. And so I was like, wow, I mean, that's great news. I hope it happens. And then I speak to my agent afterwards. I messaged him, was like, hey, can we talk about Overwatch League? And he's like, Yeah, okay. So, your name is certainly in the ring for this right now, but I don't want to bring it to you too early before anything's solidified because you don't want that level of disappointment. Fully
Mm.
understand. But then we start working through, and as the days go by, it starts getting more and more serious until one day my agent DMs me. He's like, jump on a call. Getting the call. He's like, you officially have an Overwatch League offer. I'm like, holy fuck, holy shit. And that was the moment I was like, oh, my year is saved. I'm actually saved. I'm not gonna be broke this year.
Wasting time. Wasting time.